have some pretty sick news. So besides the lady actually being able to fully set her tank up while I'm over here with 3 empty 75s, an empty 125 that obviously the R1 is going to be going in, I just had to show some progress in here as far as like tanks go and all that kind of stuff. So we still have not done the water lines on the roof, and that's okay because like I said, it's just been insanely crazy in here with everything going on. Like, you get one tank set up and then you immediately want to set everything else up. That's my own problem. I just get ahead of myself, and I'm looking at one tank in particular. So I actually live on a lake. It's private. No one has a boat or anything on this lake, like just we do. So no one's really in the lake ever, and because it's like a constantly flowing lake, this lake actually comes from Canada, funny enough. We get some really cool driftwood. Now, I want to show you some driftwood that I found, and I'm just waiting for it to decide to sink because it's not sinking, and it's annoying me, and I don't know why it's not sinking. Why aren't you, like, sinking? It's not sinking. I can poke it down. It just wants to come back up again. I cut this in half, so as you can see, you know, like, it's cut in half, and it's a pretty nice piece. Like, I would say this piece, hang on, let me try and get it down. This piece isn't, like, as nice as the other one, but it just keeps, like, wanting to come up. So, obviously, this was, like, the back side of it. It just keeps wanting to fly up. This one is by far the best side, because it's huge. Like, look at the size of this piece of driftwood. It's like the bottom of a tree. So anyway, I found this. I couldn't get that rock out. Wouldn't let me. And there's like another rock underneath there. It wouldn't let me get this rock out. And I'm kind of getting a little bit upset. Not upset, but I'm kind of a little bit frustrated. Because I want this to hurry up and, you know, sink. So I was thinking, well, can I just like stick some rocks on it and just keep it weighted down? Maybe make it like, you know, waterlogged faster. But it's just going to want to float again. Like 100%. It's going to float. It's going to keep floating. And I don't know how else to fix it. Look how level the tanks are. They look great. They look so good. Oh yeah. So the lady has some like feeder fish in here. They're like eating the moss off the floor, which is good. Like, you know, they can do their thing. But her tank looks phenomenal. Like, I'm so proud of how she made this. Like, she kind of went a little bit crazy with the glue, as you can see, like the Gorilla Glue right there. That's the stuff that you don't want to see, because it looks white and it kind of looks gross. But besides that, it looks good. And like, even if I like turn the light off, look, like, let me turn the light off real quick. Wait for the camera to focus and all that good stuff. But it just looks, look at how good that looks. I'm so proud of her. Like, it looks phenomenal. It looks fantastic. She obviously has some dwarf grass hair right here. She has the Anubis, and then she has some of her Java moss. Oh, it's not going to focus. Oh no, some of her Java moss just chilling on the wood. But I'm super proud of her. She loves it. Like, I just cleaned the filter and stuff because it was been going for quite some time. And it's kind of getting a little bit cloudy and a little bit foggy. So we changed that, obviously. Let's go ahead and pop that back on. So the 125 is full. It's got sand in it for the arowana. Obviously, no light on it. We don't really need a light right now. I just wanted to cycle and everything like that. The 55 is also cycling as well. That's just clearing up because it was a little bit sandy. That's going to be a saltwater tank. That's why it's not set up at all. It actually is, funny enough, it's a drilled and slotted tank, if you were not known. And then I guess I'll show you this one. So right now, this is obviously empty. I don't know why I did this, but I did. You know, you get eager, you get excited, you just want to do everything. So right now, we got like 15 neon chachas in there. They'll be staying in there. As far as all the power goes, this is obviously just temporary. It was just to get some tanks acclimated and started. I know I have the air pump just for this 125 and then the 50. That air pump will be going away because we're going to be getting one giant unit. And what's going to happen is we're going to end up putting, I think there's going to be a shelf in the back here, and then the air pump's going to sit on it, and it's going to come up and across, and it's going to like pretty much look like the PVC pipe. It's going to be black. Or I actually might keep it white just so I know what's what, even though that this one has valves on and the air supply won't. But the air supply is just going to be running off like 3/4 inch pipe all the way across. We're going to tap into it and then run the leaders down to the air stones on every single tank. That way we only have to use one outlet for one power source, which is going to be providing oxygen to this whole room. We officially have the ladies' pee puffers. Now, I was trying not to stay in the frame. I was trying to like have you guys look. But these guys are ever so small. I mean, they are absolutely tiny. This is my finger. They're tiny. Little tiny pee puffers. Welcome to the fish room. Now, I'm kind of nervous because they are so small. I don't know if this filter is going to be too powerful for them. But we're just going to kind of let these guys chill in the tank. I think we got 1, 2, 3. I think the lady said we had 5 in there. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about where I got them and the business name and the owner or whatever, or the people who sold me these. I'm not going to get into it because I don't really feel like they probably want me to. And I doubt it that people who watch this YouTube are even from the same area as me anyway. But they're super nice. I've shopped with them for years, like going back to like when I first got my arowana in like 2019, I think, or 2020, one of the two. So they're really cool. I love shopping there. Everything is just so fresh, and I've never had a problem with them. So obviously, I will always buy my fish from them. Now I got more. Don't worry. So, the thing is about this plan is I actually asked this gentleman what it was, because it looked so good. Like, it just looked really, really, really fresh. And it grew really long. So that's going to be going in, obviously, the angelfish build that we stood after Aquascape, sorry, not Aquascape. I'm being too British for an American channel. Or Aquascaping. I need to get that tank actually situated. Like, we've got neon tetras in there right now because it sounds really dumb, but I wanted to make sure the tank was fine, and the tank is fine. Like, these neon tetras are fine. We had, like, I've got ginormous feeder fish. I don't think you'll be able to see, but I got huge feeder fish in this tank, obviously, for the arowana. So when the arowana gets here, just pop him in there and he's got food. But the moment I get these guys in this tank, I need to feed them like immediately. The lady did tell me that they need to be fed. So we actually picked up some bloodworms and stuff too. But it was like $14. They grow super tall. Like, this thing is like maybe 18 inches tall. Like, it's actually probably taller than, I know it's not taller than the tank. But yeah, I don't know if I got to acclimate plants, so I'm just gonna pop that in there because I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then obviously we got some bloodworms. I'm pretty sure they're alive. They are alive. Oh, I'm holding this way too high. They are actually alive. I had no idea that they were alive. I don't know if I got to acclimate them either, but I guess they're going in the tank too. She did tell me to put them in the fridge or something. Like, they're probably gonna die anyway because they're just tiny little bloodworms. They're probably gonna die. I don't know. But in here we also do have, like, the lady was awesome. She was like, "Do you have food?" I'm like, "No." So she kind of hooked me up, and I was like, "Whatever, man. I'm willing to spend the money because it's a passion of mine, and I like sharing it on YouTube." I mean, you guys have been with me from like the get-go with this whole build anyway. Like, this room was completely an empty storage bin of a room. Like, I don't want to say bin. If my lady sees this video, she's gonna shout at me. But you know, it was just a complete empty room. And then obviously we got some frozen bloodworms too, just for those guys. I want to make sure that they survive and they thrive in this tank. We got a bunch of different types of driftwood. Now these are obviously, I was gonna like completely mess my words up. These are all going to be upright. So we have like this one, kind of like a boot. I kind of dug that. I was like digging through this bin for the longest time, and they're mainly just all upright pieces because they're all going to stick upright. This one was obviously like a boot as well. I thought that would look good. On the left and the right with the other boot one, again, it's long. Like, they're all long. They're pretty tall, which is going to look fantastic. I cannot wait to plant this tank. I'm so excited. I also have a mic coming as well. The mic should be here tomorrow, I actually bought this mic specifically for the live stream that I talked about yesterday. So, making sure I didn't forget anything in here. Nope, I'm good. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been cracking. Everything's new. These guys are like really eager to get out. I gotta show you. They're really, really eager to get out. So as you can see, they are ever so slightly tiny. Like there are 5 in here. There's another one. Yeah, I actually don't know where they are. Yeah, they're right, yeah. So I guess they're all in this corner. There should be 5 in there. But look at that. Look at that little face. How do you not love them? I'm so glad my missus picked some cute fish. I really am. But her tank looks great. Like, it looks awesome. I'm super proud of her with this tank. I know I say it every single episode, but it just looks phenomenal. And I don't think they like the light as much. I'm not too sure. No, that's my lady's, that's her little eel tank thing. They don't like light, I guess. But these are the feeder fish that I got. Obviously, they are actually kind of big. I mean, they hate me, but that's fine. They're probably going to get eaten by the arowana anyway. And then obviously we have, this is going to be the angel fish tank because I want it to be. I was going to say there's more to the story, but there's really not. I'm going to run and get the temp real quick on this tank. I want to make sure this tank is set. Obviously we have a heater in there, but I want to make sure that this tank is good to go before I let these guys out. I'm probably going to have to do something about this. I can turn it down, but I don't think it turns down that much. Like, they said that they don't like big currents. I don't think this is a big current. Like, if I just go ahead and move this bag over, like, it's not really that big, you know, like, right there it is, but I don't think it's that strong. So, that, I mean, they're tiny enough. They'll probably just chill down here somewhere, or something. I don't know. Like, we might actually have to get her a smaller filter just for this tank, because there only are pea puffers going in here, and some, I forgot what the lady called them, but they're sucky little things. I forgot what they're called. I'll bloody find out, and then we can talk about it. But her grass is growing really good, which is fantastic. The moss, I don't think the moss is doing too well. I don't quite know if that's doing good or not, but we'll do some research here. I mean, she glued them on, as you can see with the glue right there, but a lot has come off. And I think it's because we originally had those little things in here and they were tearing up the place, so I took them out deliberately. So yeah, I'm gonna go and grab the temp, make sure this tank is good to go.